Hey guys, how are you? I know it's been ages since the last time I've come on here, probably about 3 weeks, but you know, I really have no excuse, but this is how I roll. Sometimes I'm on and I inundate your feeds and then I disappear and then I come back on and then the cycle continues that way. But anyway, how are you? It has been a while, so I thought I'd come on, but also I've had a lot of new followers that have jumped on board in the last month, so I thought I'd come in and kind of just like talk about the brand, the product, what it is, how to make it, how to make the best chai at home, and any other tidbits of information that I can impart so that you can create the best chai at home. So first of all, hi to everyone who doesn't know me. I am Chloe. For those who do know me, hi again. So I am the person behind the brand. I am the brewer, the marketer, the photographer, the social media specialist, etc., etc. I am the one person behind everything with all the hats. So I am a one-woman show. And I have had Chai Addict for almost 5 years now. I'll have my birthday in December, which is super exciting. I'm really happy that I made it to 5 years. Yeah, wouldn't change anything for the world. I do love what I do. And I hope to go on for another 5 years and then some. So I make the chai myself as well. So I oversee everything. I make it at a local cafe nearby, local restaurant nearby. So when they're closed, I'm there making the chai. And it's been like a very good win-win situation for myself and the owner of the restaurant. Let's talk about the product itself. So Chai Addict is a chai concentrate. So it is made out of certified organic tea, water, salt, lemon, and lots of spices. So just to give you an idea, this is what forms the basis of the chai concentrate. It's got a lot of cinnamon, ginger, black pepper, cardamom, cloves, star anise, salt, and a few other things. So that base flavor, so I brew all the chai, all the spices in water. I brew it, I reduce it down to create the chai concentrate. So that blend there forms the basis of the original gangster, which is Chai Addict. This is the very first blend I ever made, and I kind of built on top of that. So chai concentrate, so this has a very smooth flavor once you add your milk and your sugars and things like that. It's what you would normally get at a cafe, which is what everyone enjoys. So then there's two other blends which I've amped up. So this is the chai harder, and as the name suggests, it's a little bit harder. It's got a lot more spices in it, and it also has cayenne pepper. So this has got extra ginger, black pepper, and cayenne, so it gives you a bit more, a lot more spices. And so the cayenne pepper gives you this tickle at the back of the palate. So it's not like a hot, spicy chili spice that sits at the tip of your tongue. It's more at the back, and it gives you kind of like a lingering, tickling feeling. So it's not like, oh my god, it's so hot. It's not like that at all. It's kind of smooth, and I think a lot of you guys enjoy it. And yeah, so that's the chai harder. And then this is the newest blend, which I released last year during the pandemic because I didn't know what to do with myself, and which has been great. It is the dirty chai. It is chai mixed with coffee. It is a collaboration blend with Padre Coffee. So I basically use the cold drip coffee, and then I mix it with the chai. Right, so they're the three blends. There are two sizes. So this is the 300 ml. That will give you 10 cups. But we also have the 500 ml, and that'll give you 16 cups. So some of you may have also seen a 2-liter bottle that is reserved for my cafe. So all the chai concentrates are unsweetened, they're vegan friendly, they're gluten free, they're paleo, whatever it is that you are, I'm pretty sure you will be able to use this, because it's literally got nothing in it other than water and spices and tea. So what I'll do now is take you to my kitchen and show you how to make it, and give you some tips and tricks on how to make the best chai as well. Catch you in a second. So as mentioned before, the chai concentrates are unsweetened. So when I was making the chai, I wanted to make sure that I left the sugar content out of the ingredients list, because it's so subjective. By leaving it out, it means you have the choice to add as much or as little sugar as you want, and what types of sugar, especially if you're vegan. You might want to use, maple syrup and not honey, which is what most of us are used to. And like for those of you who are cutting down sugar, you can do that with Chai Addict as well. So I've pretty much made it that way so that you can choose. You have the choice, right? If I have to be honest, I'm probably, one of you guys who have been burnt in the past, where you had a chai and it was just like super sweet and you're like, oh my God, I have a sugar headache. And it doesn't actually have to be that way. Chai is actually quite nice without none or not much sugar at all. So in saying that though, I do recommend adding at least a teaspoon of honey or maple syrup or sugar, whatever you have. The reason why I say that is because it will actually bring out the flavor of the chai better. It's just like salt. You add a little bit of salt and boom, like all the flavor just comes out. And that's exactly the same with chai. So the sweeter you make it, the more flavorsome it gets. So if you are used to the syrup kind of chai, I would recommend adding at least 3 to 4 teaspoons of sugar or honey or whatever you have, and that will be equivalent to a syrup chai. If you're used to like a sticky chai, I would recommend 1 to 2 teaspoons of sugars or sweeteners. And if you're cutting down, or you're someone like me, you don't need to add any sugars at all, or you can add a teaspoon, really up to you. And this is the beauty about Chai Addict, and I think that's why you guys love it so much, because you have control over it. So what I'm going to do is I will add a little bit of sugar today. I'm going to add a bit of honey for the purposes of this demonstration. So I am going to use Chai Addict today. It's the original blend. And I will also use soy milk. So for some of you who've been to the website, I do also have almond milk available and bonsai. So the soy milks I recommend to use with Chai Addict and the Chai Harder. For the dirty chai, I recommend oat milk. If you haven't tasted oat milk and dirty chai before, you are missing out. So get on board that. And I also have the option of the almond milk, because I know a lot of you like to use almond milk as well. So yeah, but for this purpose, I will use soy. And what I have here is some honey from Rooftop Honey, which I will use to sweeten. And I have a jigger to measure out 30 mils. So, sorry, I don't think I've ever told you. So to make a cup of chai, you just need 30 mils of the chai concentrate. And you mix that with 220 mils of hot or cold milk of your choice, and then you sweeten to taste. And if you're at home, there are 3 ways to make your chai. Maybe there's 4. But there's usually 3 that I use. So if you're doing it from home, I do it over the stovetop. If I'm in a rush, I'll just zap it in the microwave. Or if you're lucky enough to have a milk frother, you can do it that way as well. And if you have a coffee machine, then use the wand steamer as well. Okay, but what I'll do today is I'll do it over the stovetop. So I'll just move you in a little bit. Usually what I would do is pour a little bit of milk in my 250 ml cup, and I'll just leave a little bit of space, and then I'll pour chai on top, and then add it to my pot. But for the purposes of this this demonstration, I'll use a jigger properly. So so this is what I'll do. I'll use 30 mils, and then make sure to shake your bottle, because what happens is all the sediments, all the good stuff from the spices will settle at the bottom of the chai, and that's where all the good stuff is. So you want to make sure you're shaking it, especially for the chai harder, because it's got cayenne pepper and it sits at the bottom. So the last thing you want to do when you're nearing the end of your bottle is to get a massive hit of cayenne pepper, and you're probably not going to be able to drink it. So make sure to shake it. Right, so 30 mils of chai concentrate. Let's pour that in, and then you can also just pour it directly into your pot if you like. I'm just going to do that. There we go. And what you want to do is just let that come to simmering point, and that'll take about 2 to 3 minutes depending on what hob you use. And so the way I've made it now is the same way I would make it as if you were going to zap it in the microwave. And if you have a milk frother, or you're going to use like a milk jug and then use the wand to steam it, I do exactly the same. You can even add your sugars in it all at the same time. It's not going to split the milk or anything like that. So yeah, so do it the way you like to do it. All right, so I'm just going to add some rooftop honey, which by the way you can also get on the website. All very sustainable and tightly sealed. Okay, so I'm going to add a teaspoon of honey to this. And now we wait. So while that's coming up to simmering point, I just wanted to talk to you about if you wanted to make an iced chai. So as a recommendation, I would use, if you want to sweeten your iced chai, I would recommend using like a really runny honey or maple syrup, because then it'll be easier for you to blend the sugars through. This is just kind of like coming up to simmering point. Yes. Oops, I just spilled some. But yeah, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. Yeah, I think we are good there. And I will just pour that into the cup. Sorry. Okay. And there you have it. You know, I think I should get a frothing machine, because, you know, I really love the froth, but, you know, doing it over the stovetop doesn't give you the froth. So if you're lucky enough to have like a coffee machine or a milk frother, take advantage of it. Okay, so that's how easy it is to make a chai latte at home. And so what I'll do is I will put this on IGTV, and I suggest that you save it so that you can come back to it again, just in case you need a refresher of how to make the chai. If you do have any questions though, please leave them in the comments, and I will respond to you as soon as possible. All right, guys, thank you very much for listening, and I really hope you keep enjoying your chai. Thank you very much. Bye. Oh, so